On a Sunday evening in February, Alan preached on Luke 4.
And he actually did alright. He recalled Spraden's history, our history, of our call to serve the hurting and the broken in the world, both locally and globally. After the sermon, Nick Britt got up and appeared quite emotional. He shared how he felt as if God's sorrow had been shared with him. He felt that God was asking the young people of Spraden if they would listen and follow this call.
Would we follow? Something stirred in many of us. I just remembered being overwhelmed with sadness and feeling that God wanted us to cry with him for our brothers and sisters. I sensed we needed to do something from here.
As the next two songs played, I felt as if we had to respond to this word, which to me deserves some thought and consideration.
If God was actually asking the young people to do something, then flip, we should listen. Alana went on stage and invited all young people who felt stirred by this message to meet and pray. After the service, we met in the prayer corner. However, we had too many people gathered than could fit. So we moved to the back room to pray, which was the start of many backroom prayer meetings.
People shared what they had felt, words and pictures. One memorable vision was of Bishu Chowdhury in his wheelchair. He was up in the sky, heading towards heaven. As he went, he left a big trail like dust kicked up from the wheels of his chair. In the trail, there were many young adults. They were like a giant cape behind him, tucked in close, following his trail up to the sky.
Someone brought a tongue for the first time and felt as if it was an anguished cry, a painful plea. They felt like crying when they spoke it out.
There was no interpretation, but the same tongue kept coming back for 3 weeks. Murray came and interpreted the tongue. It was,
my children, hear my cry. My children, hear my cry. For the poor, the broken-hearted, hear my cry, my children, hear my cry.
We kept meeting to pray every Sunday night. It was hard going at times, but we felt that we should continue to pray together. One person recalls,
I had a picture in my head of me running and catching up to a train, which was moving out of the station, adrenaline pumping. I caught it and felt relieved once I was on it and felt like I was settling in for the long haul.
Another felt we had to keep meeting, because it felt as if the Spirit had started this, and who was I to say that I didn't want to anymore?
Over time, we felt our purpose was for more than those of us in the room. We wanted to inform and inspire the next generation of Spraden to listen to this call.
The idea of multiple simultaneous exposure trips all over the world was suggested. Young adults being exposed to different parts of the world, different people, different struggles, different stories.
Let us be clear, these are not mission trips, nor are they tourist trips. This is for people that want to experience how the rest of the world lives.
Seeks God's heart for those in the margins and include this in their current and future life decisions.
We want to do it together, so we can come back together and re-dream how we live out our call together again. A new generation of dreams coming through as people interact with life on the margins. We also recognise the importance of doing this locally, so we are keen to make sure that there is opportunity for everyone to participate in a local exposure trip.
Although we were excited about the idea, we decided to keep it to ourselves for about a month and continue to pray about it together to see if it took root with us. It did. We approached the Missions Council to see what they thought. They were extremely favourable and said,
we support this venture with great enthusiasm. It resonates with us as the way ahead for a new generation of young people exploring options for ways to serve with the poor and needy of the world, especially in places where our people are already.
With their support, we went to the core leadership team.
We think this idea and the core leadership team is blimmin' marvellous. We really want to get in behind it, and we really want to ask you to get in behind it as well. We talked about this idea heaps in Calcutta. We had a big conversation about it when we were all squashed in a taxi in the middle of a traffic jam, and just the impact that it could have on a group of 100 people going out from Spraden in the short term for them, in the life decisions that they're making, and then in the mid to long term, the impact that it could have globally on the world. So yeah, we're really keen that you get in behind it.
At the last elders meeting we talked about this extensively. Actually it was the longest piece of all the agenda that we talked about. And the overwhelming feeling was to support this, encourage it, and go for it for all we're worth. It's something that the whole church can come together on and be strongly supportive of those who go, but also to enhance our mission understanding back here at home. So strongly support the next step forward.
So now we are here.
So now we are here.
So now we are here, trying to put legs on a vision we believe is from God and asking for you to join us in it. Come with us. There are lots of issues to work through and lots of work to be done. Will you walk with us? We need you.